Moses was a towering figure in human history, best known for his role in leading the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt and into the Promised Land. Born into a time of great upheaval and uncertainty, Moses grew up to become one of the most influential and powerful leaders of his time. As a young man, Moses was forced to flee Egypt after killing an Egyptian who was mistreating an Israelite slave. He found refuge in the land of Midian, where he married and had children. But his destiny was not to live out his days in obscurity. One day, while tending his father-in-law's flock on the slopes of Mount Horeb, Moses had a dramatic encounter with God. From a burning bush, God spoke to Moses and gave him a mission: to return to Egypt and lead the Israelites out of slavery. Moses was reluctant at first, but ultimately he accepted the call and set out on his incredible journey. He returned to Egypt and, with the help of his brother Aaron, confronted the Pharaoh and demanded that he release the Israelites. But the Pharaoh refused, and in response, God sent a series of devastating plagues upon the land of Egypt. After the 10th and final plague, in which the firstborn of every household in Egypt was killed, the Pharaoh finally relented and allowed the Israelites to leave. And so, under the leadership of Moses, the Israelites set out on their journey to the Promised Land. But their journey was not easy. They faced many challenges and obstacles along the way, including the constant threat of attack from their enemies. Despite these challenges, Moses remained steadfast and determined. He guided the Israelites through the wilderness, relying on God's guidance and protection. It was on this journey that Moses had his first encounter with God on Mount Sinai, where God revealed himself to Moses and gave him the 10 Commandments. After many years of wandering in the wilderness, the Israelites finally reached the borders of the Promised Land. But before they could enter, Moses sent out spies to scout the land and assess the strength of the enemy forces. The spies returned with a report of powerful and formidable enemies, and the Israelites were afraid to continue. But Moses, with his unwavering faith in God, encouraged the Israelites to trust in God's power and protection. And with God's help, Moses led the Israelites to victory in a series of battles against the Canaanite tribes who inhabited the land. Finally, after many years of struggle and hardship, the Israelites were able to enter the Promised Land and claim it as their own. Moses had fulfilled his mission, and his leadership and faith in God had brought the Israelites to the land of their ancestors. Moses died at the age of 120, but his legacy lived on. He is remembered as one of the greatest leaders in human history, a man who stood up for what was right and who fearlessly led his people out of slavery and into freedom. His story is one of courage, faith, and determination, and it continues to inspire people to this day.